Hare Krishna. So we will do mantra meditation for the first 2 minutes beginning. You can all chant along.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So we welcome all of you back to our Science and Spirituality series, and today is the fourth session and the last session of this series. We will be concluding with today's session. So just a brief overview. In our first session we discussed that can scientists believe in God, and we saw that yes, many scientists do believe in God, but they are not able to give tangible proofs. And also, why is it not possible to see God in our present state? Because we are not qualified yet. So you can, those who want to know about this topic, they can refer to our first session. Then our second session was about Vedic wisdom, how even today our Vedas have knowledge which is irrefutable. Nobody can refute it. That means it is still valid knowledge, like Ayurveda, yoga, pranayam, and Vedic scriptures. A lot of knowledge is still applicable today. So it was advanced knowledge. And our third session last Friday was about the soul, how scientists have done research in rebirth, reincarnation, and they have found it to be very accurate. Children remember their past lives very accurately. So now we realize that the Vedas are true and God exists, and we are all spirit souls. We are all Atman, Jivatman. So now, what is the goal of life? What should we be doing? And why is this world full of suffering? And what happens after death? All of these questions will be discussed today. So today's topic is substance and shadow, or it may also be called as material and spiritual worlds. So from a substance, the shadow is formed. So what is the substance and what is the shadow? Today we'll be discussing. So here, Lord Krishna is telling in the Bhagavad Gita that I am time, and along with time, everything is destroyed. Like we all know, right? We've got this body, and after 100 years, we'll have to give up this body. And this is the time principle which is acting upon us. And this time principle is acting upon everyone. Whoever has got this physical body, this material body, we can never be immortal. We will always have to become old, we will have to become diseased, and we will have to die. This is the law of nature, or this is the law of time. Time is pushing us towards destruction. So in this connection, there is a nice story. Disney, the Walt Disney, I think he's the creator of the Disney company. So he amassed a lot of money by his animations, cartoons, and films. And at the end of his life, he said that I have so much property or money, so I am going to invest this in a scientific research, and I want a team of best scientists to get together and solve the problem of death. I want them to keep me in a refrigerated chamber so that my body does not decay, and I want them to find the formula of life. I am going to pay them with my entire earning. I am putting a fixed deposit, and whatever salary is due, it should be cut and given to them, and they'll all be working on how to make me alive again. So this went on for 1 or 2 years, and all the scientists, they proposed many different theories and many different chemicals, and they came up with some chemical that yes, now we have got the chemical, and we will inject this into Walt Disney's body, bring him out of the freezer, and the body is perfectly kept. It is not decayed, it is preserved. So now we are going to inject the formula of life. But his family members, they became very anxious that now if a Walt Disney again becomes alive, then all of this property that we are enjoying, he will claim it again, and we will lose our share of this property. So they were not very much happy with this experiment. So anyway, the first time it failed. The scientists said, no, we don't have the proper formula yet. So they postponed, and the second time, another year, 1 year later, again they said that on the following date, we are going to inject these chemicals and bring back Mr. Walt Disney back to life. So on that following date, when they went and opened the chamber, they found that somebody had already unplugged it for a few days before, and Walt Disney's body had already decayed and become very old. Very decayed, yeah. So there was no chance of doing even their experiment. So this is not a new concept. Even in our Vedic literature, we find that Hiranyakashipu, he was a son of Diti and Kashyap. He was a very great tapasvi, also known as a great asura, who defies Lord Vishnu. So he went out and he did tapasya to Lord Brahma, and he asked for immortality, that I want to become immortal, so I never die. And Lord Brahma said that it's impossible, because even I have to die. Even me being Lord Brahma, even I'll have to die someday. So I cannot give you. So he made a tricky way. He said, okay, then you grant me that I'll not be killed in the day or in the night. You grant me the boon that neither a human, neither a god or demigod will kill me. You grant me the boon that neither in the sky nor in the ground nor in the water I'll be killed. I won't be killed by animal or human. I won't be killed by demigod or demon. So in this way, he made up his own idea of immortality. But as we know, Lord Nrsingadev, he came and he killed him, not breaking any of those promises. So that's another story. But the point is that this desire for immortality has always been there. And the reason is because we are immortal. We being spirit souls, by nature we are immortal. We should never die. Actually, we never die, but we simply change bodies. But because we are so much engrossed, we are so much in ignorance that I am this body, then when this body dies, we think I die. But actually when the body dies, then we come out of the body and we realize, oh, I wasted my life. I was thinking I am this body, but actually now they're burning my body. And now according to my actions, I will have to accept another body, which will... so this is called the samsara chakra, birth and death. So in this way, we all have to become old and we all have to die. So where do we come from? In the Vedas, we find that when the soul leaves the spiritual world and comes to the material world, he forgets his true identity as soul and foolishly thinks himself to be the material body made up of flesh and bones. So we are all eternal spirit souls, part and parcel of God. But when we desire to enjoy separately, then God allows us. He creates this playground, this material world, and He allows us, okay, you try to enjoy separately. And for that we need some vehicle, we need some car or some, so God gives us a body. It can be either animal body, it can be human body, or any kind of body, so that we can try to find enjoyment in this material world. So that is our body. It's very beautiful, right? Actually, this material body is not beautiful at all. Simply, it is very good packaging. Just like these days, packaging is very important. If the packaging is good, then people will buy it. If the advertisement is good, people will buy it. But our body similarly, actually inside, if you just remove 1 centimeter of skin, this is only a 1 centimeter layer of skin. If we remove this 1 centimeter layer of skin and peel it off, do you think it is beautiful? It is, maybe you even vomit if you see the bones and the blood and the flesh and the fat. So it is simply packaged nicely, it looks nice. But actually it is a material body, it's not very beautiful. So once he is stuck in this body, once he is put in this body, he becomes attracted to the glittering illusion of false beauty of the objects of the material world. We see many beautiful objects and we feel attracted that I'll be happy, I'll be very satisfied if I can enjoy these objects. So mostly it is riches, we want money, we want beautiful husband or beautiful wife, we want name, fame, everyone should know us and should glorify us that, oh yes, he's so nice person. So all of these things we are attracted to. But the material beauty is simply a poor imitation of the spiritual beauty. So this will be discussed in the upcoming slides, how this world that we are living in, it is a reflection of the spiritual world. The actual world is reflected and we are trying to enjoy this reflection. So it is a copy, but it is not the substance, it is a shadow. So here we see the slide, the spiritual world versus the material world. The spiritual world is like a real mango tree on the bank of a river. Like you can see these trees. So these are the real trees. And the material world is the perverted shadow reflection of the mango tree in the river waters. And the down portion of the photo, you can see this is the reflection. It is not the actual substance. The actual substance is above the water. That is the real spiritual world. But this material world that we are living in, this is a reflection of that spiritual world. And this information is given in the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the 15th chapter. The 15th chapter, where it is told that there is a imperishable banyan tree, urdhva moolam adha shakha ashwatham prahuravyayam. So Lord Krishna is describing that this material world is compared to a tree which has its roots upwards and its branches downwards. So in this world, we never see such a tree which has a root up and branches down, right? Upside down tree, we don't see. So the only possibility is when it is reflected in a river, when it is reflected on some water. So I won't get much details, but this is the basic knowledge which I'm just simplifying, that the real world is the spiritual world, Vaikuntha Jagat, Golok Vrindavan, Lord Krishna's personal abode, and Lord Krishna or either Lakshmi Narayan or Sitaram also, many incarnations of Lord is there, and all of those incarnations, they have their own planets in the spiritual world and they eternally reside there. Whenever there is a mission, then they come down to this earthly planet and they execute, they re-establish dharma, they destroy the demons, they protect the sadhus, and that is their leela, and then they go back to their personal abodes. So this material world is a reflection of that spiritual world. So the Atma, the soul, it has a spiritual body also. In the spiritual world, it has spiritual senses and he can serve Lord Krishna and he can feel happiness there. So this material body is a copy of that, but it is a cheap copy. It is a bad copy. So there is a nice story, maybe you can get an idea of how this material body is. So once one father, he sent his son, my dear son, now you go to the market and you buy some mangoes. I'm very hungry. So the son went to the market, and he's a small boy. He's not very knowledgeable. So he found the shop, mango shop, and he saw many mangoes are there, beautiful yellow color mangoes. And he asked the price, and the shopkeeper told the price, and he bought one bag, 2 kilos of mango, let's say. And he brought the mangoes back to his father. And his father was sleeping at that time, taking rest. So he said, Father, I brought the mangoes. So father said, okay, my dear son, you keep the mangoes in a bucket of water. And when they're cool, after 2 hours, we'll eat them. So he followed the father's guidelines, and he put the mangoes in the water. Now after 2 hours, when the father woke up and got fresh, so he said, okay, come, let's eat some mangoes. We'll enjoy. And when he saw the bucket of mangoes, then he put his hand inside, and there is no mangoes inside. You know what it was? There was mud inside. It was all mud. And he asked his son, what is this? I told you to bring mangoes. Where are the mangoes? He said, my dear father, I brought mangoes, yellow color mangoes, very nice. And I kept them in the water. So the father is bewildered. What kind of mango this is? He cheated you. This shopkeeper cheated you. Take me, where did you get this mango? Let's go. So the son said, yes, my father, I'll show you. So both of them, the son and father, they came to the shop where the child had brought the mangoes. And the father saw that the shop was of toys. That means those mangoes were made out of mud. It was, like small children, they play with toys. So that shop had many toys, and some mangoes were also kept as toys, artificial mangoes. So similarly, this body looks like the real spiritual body, but actually inside is not spiritual. It is all material body. So where does the soul come from? The soul originally belongs to the spiritual world. We all are part or children of God, and our original home is with God. There are infinite souls who are eternal servants of the Supreme Lord in the spiritual world. So this is the knowledge of the Vedas, and from Katha Upanishad, this point is given. Nityo nityanam chetanas chetananam eko yo bahunam vidadhati kaman. So here it is a comparison of the soul is given with God. That God is also a person, the soul is also a person, we all are also persons. God is eternal, we are also eternal. But what is the difference? Eko bahunam yo vidadhati kaman. One of them is providing all the others with their requirements. So this is the difference. We are also spirit souls, we are also persons, we are also eternal. Similarly, God is also spirit soul. He is also eternal, he is also conscious. But the difference is that we are very small, we are very minute in comparison to God. And God is unlimited. God is the unlimited energy, and we are small parts of God. So in this Upanishad, Katha Upanishad, it is clearly mentioned that Eko bahunam yo vidadhati kaman. One of the spirit souls is providing all the other spirit souls with their requirements. So this is the difference between God and the Jiva or the Atma. Sometimes there's many misunderstandings that, when we become liberated, we'll become one with God. But this is not supported from this Katha Upanishad. And also in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says differently. He doesn't say you will become one with me. Anyway, so this is a different topic. So we are coming from the spiritual world. And how do we know about the spiritual world? This is also given in the 15th chapter, 6th verse, where Lord Krishna is describing the spiritual world. Na tad bhasayate suryo na shashanko na pavakaha yad gatva na nivartante tad dhama paramam mama. That supreme abode of mine is not illuminated by the sun or moon, nor by fire or electricity. Those who reach it never return to this material world. So Lord Krishna himself is telling this, that my abode, tad dhama paramam, that param dham of mine, mama, it is not illuminated by the sun. There is no need of sun and moon there, because everything is self-illuminated. Just like here, like you can see my face very clearly because I am using a very big light. I'm using a camera light in front of my face. Now if I block the light, then you can't see me, right? If I turn off the light, then completely black, we can't see. But in the spiritual world, it's a different, spiritual body is a different story. There, the body itself is illuminating light, is radiating light. So out of Lord Krishna's body, light is coming out. Out of all the other Jivatma's body also, light is coming out. The whole spiritual world is full of light. There is no need of sun, moon or electricity there. So these are some hints given in the Bhagavad Gita about the supreme spiritual world, that Golok Vrindavan, Vaikuntha Dham, where we originally belong. And by doing our practice, we have to return there. So now where we are? Now we are in the material world, and the material world is compared to a jail. Just like in any country, there is a jail. In any city or district, there is a jail. So that jail is part of that country. It is not something separate. So similarly, this material world also is part of the kingdom of God. This is also part of the spiritual world. But here we are covered by Maya. Just like jail is covered by 4 walls and many fences. So here we are covered by Maya. And we are suffering because we didn't want to serve God. We didn't want to follow what God wants. We wanted to be independent. We wanted to become God ourselves. So for such people, as we know, those who don't want to follow law, so the government, they have a nice arrangement. They have the jail, so they keep those persons in jail and force them that you must follow the law. You have to follow. So similarly, we don't want to follow Lord Krishna or what God says. So he says, no problem. You go to the material world and you must follow what Maya says. You must work according to the dictate of Maya. So we have this body. When our body feels hungry, then we must eat. Otherwise, we cannot survive. When we feel very tired, we must sleep. We are forced to sleep. And similarly, sometimes we get angry. Sometimes we are very happy. Sometimes we are very sad. So we are forced to go through all these situations of life. So this is to understand that we are not independent. We must follow God in order to be happy. So due to envy and the desire to enjoy independent of the Supreme Lord, the soul is sent to this material world, which is like a prison house. This is given. And the example is given just as a fish. All of us know very nicely, that the fish can never be happy outside of water. The very basic requirement of fish is he must be in water. Only then he can breathe properly. So a fish out of water can never be happy. Even if you give him everything, like in this photo you can see, this fish is being given a nice cigar and so many dollars, money, and even drugs they are offering him, food they are offering him, and they're offering him beautiful photos of girls or beautiful photos of boys. This fish could be either male or female, whatever, depending. So all these enjoyments will not make the fish happy. The very basic requirement is that he must be inside the water. Only then he can be happy. Similarly, a soul away from God can never be happy, no matter how much material facilities it is provided with. And this is what we are seeing actually. Even though people are educated and they have good jobs and they have good families and they have good gadgets and all requirements of life, still there is some emptiness in their life. They are not satisfied. They are frustrated. They are worried. What will happen in the future? Some people are trying to steal my wealth. Some people are trying to kill me. Some people are doing politics against me. They are always unhappy. So the reason is because we are away from our original house. We are in a wrong atmosphere right now. Just like the fish is supposed to be in the water, but if it is in the land, then he cannot survive. Similarly, we, spirit souls, we are supposed to be in the spiritual world with God, serving Him and enjoying life there. But now we are in this pratibim, that means this this reflection. We are in this reflection and we are trying to enjoy in the reflection. We cannot. There's another story regarding. So once one kid was returning from school, and on the way there is a very big lake near his house. So it was mango season again the mango. So it was mango season, and this boy is going near the river, not river, but the pond, And inside the pond he sees, oh, I can see mangoes. Big yellow, nice sweet mangoes. So this boy jumps inside the pond and tries to catch the mango. But whenever he tries to catch, he cannot catch the mango. So later on he realizes that actually the mango is not in the water. This is the reflection. The actual mango is in the tree. On the bank of this river, on the bank of the pond, there is the mango tree which has the mangoes. So I mistook it. I have mistaken that the mango is inside the water. But that is simply the reflection of the mango. So similarly, this material world is a reflection of spiritual world. So we see happiness. We perceive that yes, this material world, there is happiness. But we can never actually get it, right? We earn so much money, we get a good job, we get promoted, and we get ourselves married, we have children, we have family. Everything is okay, but still I'm not happy. I should be happy. I did everything right. Why I'm not happy? But instead our anxiety increases, our tension increases, our frustration increases. If this was the truth, then those with the most money are the most happy people in this world. But is that truth? Can money buy happiness? So the truth is opposite. We see that actually sometimes those who are the most wealthy, they are the most frustrated. They are the most, they're the most disturbed people in this world. And actually it's true, because the more wealth you have or the more material assets you have, the more everyone will try to take it away from you. People will be very envious of you, or they'll try to, make friendship with you and try to take that away. So now you cannot trust anyone. You cannot trust anyone as a real friend, because even if he is a real friend, you will think, oh, maybe he is here for my money. And even the reality is sometimes even the family members, they conspire, they plot against such people, and sometimes they are killed simply for their property or for their money. Even your own relatives can do like this. So this is the reality, that these things cannot make us happy. Material requirements are required for the body. That means as much as the body requires, that much you must give. We have to sleep, so we sleep 6 hours. We have to eat, so we eat little bit, whatever is required. And we have to have family, so we get married and we have family. And we have to defend ourselves, so we keep some bank balance, or we have locks and we have buildings and gates. Okay. But simply to increase this will not give us happiness. This is the requirement of the body. Now, what is the requirement of the soul? We understood in our previous sessions that we are not the body, we are the soul. So what food am I giving the soul? I am simply giving food to the body. And how will this really satisfy me? So these are some important points which Vedic knowledge gives us. So how can we become happy? Now this is the question. So in the Srimad Bhagavatam, there's a very nice verse telling how we can be happy. Yatha tarorunmula nishechanena tripyanti tatskanda bhujopashakha pranopahara chudanindriyanam tathaiva sarvahana achyutejya. So 2 examples are given to make us understand. The first example, like on the left side, you can see this man is eating a big, sweet, tasty pizza. He's eating some food. So the example is that all the senses are nourished by feeding the stomach. This is the first example given. That if we put food into the stomach, then automatically our mouth is pleased, our eyes are pleased, our hand is pleased, our leg is pleased. Everybody is nourished. We don't have to separately put food inside the ear, put food inside the eyes, put food inside the nose, right? We don't have to do that. We simply supply food to the stomach, and the stomach will digest it and give it to all the other organs of the body, all the other senses of the body. And this next example is given, skanda bhujopashakha. That's skanda bhujopashakha. That means if we water the root of the tree, then automatically the whole tree is watered. The branches, the leaves, the twigs, the fruits, the flowers, the trunk, the whole tree is watered without any extra endeavor. We don't have to endeavor. So similarly, if we serve Achyuta, Achyuta is the name of Lord Vishnu, who never falls down. Achyuta, who never, we fall down, we forget our real identity, we think we are the body, but Achyuta, Lord Vishnu never does. So if we serve Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu, then automatically all the other demigods, all the living beings in this world, everyone is pleased, everyone is served. Yathaharam achyute jayas. That is the last line. Similarly, by serving Lord Vishnu, by doing devotion to Lord Vishnu, all our duties are done. All our duties towards the demigods, all our duties towards the society, automatically will be fulfilled. A devotee of Lord, he is very helpful to everyone. He is very kind to everyone. And sometimes they distribute prasad, they invite people to the temple and they serve them. They give them real knowledge that the cause of your suffering is that you are thinking you are this body. But when you realize you are not the body, that you are the spirit soul and you will live eternally, so all your problems will be solved. And you can go back to God and enjoy their real enjoyment. So in this way, they are simply by doing devotion to Lord Krishna, automatically they are serving the society. All the demigods are pleased with such a devotee, because if Lord Krishna is pleased, if Lord Vishnu is pleased, automatically all the demigods are pleased. So this is the way to become happy. If we give food to the stomach, the whole body is happy. If we give water to the roots, the whole tree is happy. If we give bhakti to Lord Krishna or Lord Vishnu, then really we will be happy. And the whole universe will also be happy. So this is the solution given in Srimad Bhagavad Puran, that this is how to become happy. So we are all servants. All of us are servants, and only by serving do we get happiness, right? Somebody is serving his family. The mother and father are serving the child and they're feeling happy. The wife is serving the husband and she's feeling happy. And the husband is serving the wife. The son is serving the mother. And I am serving my boss in the company. In my office, I am serving the boss and I am happy. And the boss is serving the nation. He's serving the government. He's giving taxes. He's also feeling happy. And even the president of any country, he's serving the whole country. He cannot say that I am not a servant. Even the greatest person on this planet, he is also a servant. The president is also a servant. He's serving the whole country. And if somebody doesn't want to serve anyone, then what he does? Just say, I don't have any family. I didn't get married. I don't have children. My parents have gone. They have passed away and I'm alone. So what does such a person do? Such a person brings a dog to his house. And he feels happy by serving the dog. Because we are servants. We must exchange loving emotions with other jivas or with God. Actually, we are supposed to serve God and feel happy. But because we don't know God, we have forgotten God, or we cannot see God, so we are trying to get that happiness by serving other jivas, other living entities. Just like the example of this tree, the root of the tree is the most important part. But that root is not visible to us. It is under the ground. So those who are less intelligent, those who have not proper knowledge, they will say that there is no root. Why you say give water to the root? You're wasting water, you're putting water on the ground. Better you put on the leaves, better you put on the tree. Why you are putting on the ground? There is no roots, we cannot see anything. So similarly, those who don't have proper intelligence, they don't believe in God, they say there is no God. We don't see any God. Why you say do bhakti to God? God is not visible. We don't see him. Similar, just like the roots you cannot see, but if you try to find, you will see it. If you dig the earth and look carefully, you will see. Similarly, if you try to find God through the Shastra, through the Vedas, you will see God. You will realize God. And that is what this human life is for. This human life is for Athato Brahma Jigyasa. Now that you are a human being, now you have that higher intelligence, now you inquire that where I have come from, why this suffering is there, what will happen after death. If God exists, where is he? How can I see him? So this is the mission of the human life. Whatever, as much required, we must work, we must keep the body together and our society and family together. But the rest of the time, we should inquire about this. So we are like the lost son of a millionaire father. On the left side, we can see this child, he is crying, he is suffering because he is lost. He has somehow or other forgotten his father, forgotten his house, and he is roaming in the streets like a beggar. So all of us, we are the sons of the richest, the greatest, the strongest person, God. We are all his sons. there is no question of suffering. We shouldn't be suffering. But if we forget that, oh, my father is so rich, and we forget the road to our house, then we will be on the road like a bhikhari, like a, this beggar, and we'll suffer. Definitely we'll suffer. But the guru's business, the devotee's business is to tell you that I know your father. Hey, your name is this, no? I know. Your house is in that colony. What you're doing here? So he has got some mental problem. He has forgotten. So that gentleman, that devotee, that sadhu, he will take that boy. You come with me. Why your father? I know he's so rich man, and he's looking for you. Why you are suffering like this? Come, I'll take you back to your father. So that is the mission of this Bhagavad Gita or the Vedic scriptures. All of us, even it be any country, any nationality, any gender, any body, even animal bodies or tree bodies or birds or fish, all of them actually are jivatmas. They are not different. They're all the same in nature. They're all jivatmas. But according to their different desires, according to the different activities, they have gotten these different dresses. So, especially the human being, they can understand this knowledge. So in the human life, this knowledge is given to the human beings, and it is encouraged that you try to find your father. And once we find God, once we realize and accept God, yes, I am the son of God and I forgot my relation with him. Now I remember, after reading the Vedas, after reading the Bhagavad Gita, I feel that yes, this is true. So now I'll surrender to God. I will return back home and be happy with him. And God is ready to accept all of us. Already he is fulfilling all our requirements. And if we surrender to him properly, as he is telling in Bhagavad Gita, then we will find all happiness. All our requirements will automatically be fulfilled. That doesn't mean we won't work. We will work as much as required, but God will be merciful and all our requirements will be fulfilled. We will be actually happy, actually satisfied. Materially, whatever required will be fulfilled, and spiritually, that emptiness that we feel, that anxiety that we feel, that tension, that uncertainty, it will all be removed and we'll be really happy. So in detail I won't tell right now because this is a small session, but this is the purpose of spirituality. To realize our relationship with God and to re-establish that relationship. So there's a nice story told by Prabhupada about the reality of this material body. We think that this material body is full of happiness, full of pleasures, but actually it is not. So the story goes like this. There is a young prince. In this photo, like you can see this, there is one man and there is one woman. So there is a young prince. This man is a young prince and he is attracted to one beautiful girl. Right now she is not beautiful, but the story begins like this, that she is very beautiful. She's almost like a princess. So this young man is attracted to this young girl and he proposes to her that you are so beautiful that I want to marry you. So this young girl, she is intelligent. She is reading Bhagavad Gita and she is following spirituality. She knows that I am not this body. I am the spirit. I am the Atma. And this person is wrongly identifying me as the body. So she said, no, I am not interested. Don't disturb me. But this man was very much captivated by her beauty. And he said, no, my dear sweetie, my dear cutie, whatever. I like you so much. You are so beautiful. I want to marry you, please. I am attracted by your beauty. You are so beautiful. So she thought, this person, okay, I have an idea. So she said, my dear sir, I accept your proposal. So let me prepare. I want you to come and marry me after 1 month. Give me 1 month's time. I will prepare very nicely. I will become even more beautiful. So after 1 month, we can arrange the marriage. So this is my address. You can come and marry me. Okay. So this man was very happy and he was waiting when 1 month will finish. Finally, 1 month finished. And this man came to that address and he knocked the door. He said, hello, is my sweetie pie or whatever, is my sweetheart here? Can I have your audience? Can we talk? And some very ugly lady, in this photo now she's ugly. So this ugly lady comes to the door and said, yes, my prince, welcome, come. So he's very shocked that who is this? So he thinks, okay, maybe this is the maidservant. Let's go inside. So he goes inside and he says that, where is that girl, that beautiful girl? That I want to meet her. Can you call her? And this ugly girl says, I am that beautiful girl. You don't remember me? And he said, what? No, you're not that girl. You are so ugly. That girl was so beautiful. She said, no, I am that same girl. You know what I did? You are very much attached to my beauty, no? You are attracted to my body. So what I have done for you, I have kept all my beauty in some pots. I'll give you that beauty so you can enjoy it. So he was bewildered that how is this possible? Some kind of joke is going on. Okay, show me what you want to show. Where is your beauty? So this girl took him to, in the photo you can see there's 2 pots full of some obnoxious, full of some very smelly thing. And what is this smelly thing? This girl decided to take some medicines to cause loose motions and vomiting. So this is what she did for 1 month. She simply passed all her so-called beauty into these pots. And she became very dry and thin and ugly. And she said that this is all my beauty, my dear sir. Whatever you thought I was beautiful, so I put all that beauty in this pot for you to enjoy. Now this is what is left. I am not beautiful, but all my beauty is in this pot. So you please enjoy this. So then the man came to his senses, my God, what is this? So we don't want to be negative that there is no beauty. No, we're not saying like that. It seems that, but this is the reality of life, right? Nobody is beautiful till the end. Although we always try. There's a huge industry, cosmetic industry, and plastic surgery and all kind of thing, to continue to make us look beautiful. Because the body is not beautiful. It has to be reshaped and pulled and stretched and this and that. Put powder, cream, put so much thing, makeup, fair and lovely, and put some shampoo, put some oil, and try to make the body look beautiful. But ultimately, that beauty is only 1 centimeter deep. After 1 centimeter, it is all obnoxious. We cannot even stand to see such a thing. Students of anatomy may know all this thing. When they enter college MBBS, first year they have to go and see dead bodies, dissect the dead bodies, and horrible smell comes. This rotten body, and it's smelling like anything. And you cannot leave. You must stand there because in the future you have to be doctor. So you have to see all the body. And I'm sure after seeing all this, people will realize that how beautiful the body is. It is nothing beautiful. So the question comes that why is this body beautiful? Why do we feel that this body is the body is beautiful? Because the Atma is still inside the body. And that is giving the real beauty of this body. There's another example, nice example. Like if I am staying in a room, if I am staying in a house, that house will be neat and clean. I'll clean it, I'll broom it, I'll clean the cobwebs, I'll paint it once a year, twice a year, once in 2 years. I'll take care of the house. But if I don't live in that house anymore, that is an abandoned house for many years, then that same house will become very ugly. It will be full of insects, full of cobwebs, and the floor will be full of dust, and there will be plants and trees growing everywhere inside the house, maybe even some wild animals staying inside. And the wall will start to crack and the roof will fall down. Right? So the body is beautiful as long as the spirit soul, the Jivatma and the Paramatma, the super soul, both of them are within this body. So the body is beautiful till then. And even from a scientific viewpoint, if we see, this body is constantly regenerating itself. Millions of dead cells are thrown out of the body and millions of new cells are produced. Constantly repair is going on in the body. We are eating something, it is becoming rotten and it is thrown out of the body. Our dead cells, our finger is cut and there is a bruise. After a few days it becomes like a scar, and then the new cells are replaced and the old scar falls off. So our body is constantly being replaced with new cells. The constant cleaning is going on, constant repair is going on in our body. At night when we sleep, it is very important because at that time all the organs are repairing themselves. They are removing the toxins. They are becoming refreshed. And every morning, we all know, every morning when we go to take a bath, when we go to the bathroom, we all remove all the rejected things from our body. So constant repair, constant cleaning is going on within this body because the soul is staying in it. But as soon as the soul leaves the body, that repair and that cleaning work stops. And gradually the body decays, worms come and insects come, and it starts to smell, it starts to decay, and then either you burn it, either you put it in the grave, or you give it to the wild animals. There's some religion, they leave it to the wild animals and the wild animals eat that body. So this is the reality of this material body. Beauty is not in the material body, which is just a bag of bones and flesh, but in the spirit soul. This is the real point. A part and parcel of the supremely attractive personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. So why is the soul attractive? Because it is a part of Krishna. It is part of God. So if one small soul is so attractive, you can just imagine how attractive, how much pleasure we can get by serving God, by seeing God. So this is spirituality. This is the meaning of spirituality. To get that pleasure. So here we can see this. There is this young couple, and after 50 years, inevitably they will become this old couple. This is not something surprising. So this body is temporary, and it will become old, it will become diseased, it will die one day. But we, the soul, we are eternal, and we are the actual beauty of this body. We love a person and not his dead body. As long as the person is alive, we are attracted to it. We want to serve it. We want to have relation with it. But as soon as the body dies, as soon as that person leaves the body, so the so-called beauty, no one wants to touch that body. This is the harsh reality, right? The harsh reality of the body. If in the house or anywhere, somebody dies, everyone is afraid to touch, right? Nobody wants to go and touch the body. They are afraid. And even the wife will say, no, take him, take my husband, go burn him. At night I will not sleep in this house with that dead body. No, they are afraid. Some ghost will come maybe. Nobody likes that dead body. Immediately, as soon as possible, they'll pay more money. You take it now and you burn it. You put it underground, or you get rid of it. What do you do with the body? After 3 days, it will start to stink like anything. Some people, they're attached, so they don't send the body. They keep the body. But after 3 days, 5 days, it start to smell like anything, and worms start to come out of the body. And what they'll do? Finally, they have to throw it away. Cannot keep. So these are very graphic images, but sometimes it is reality. We must see it. Generally, in our modern society, these kind of scenes are not shown, because then we will think that what is the aim of, what is the goal of life, and if I have to die like this, so why am I working so hard? All these questions will come. And this is the story of Lord Buddha. Lord Buddha was a very young, beautiful prince by the name of Siddhartha. So his father, he knew that my child either will be a great king, or either he will be a great saint, a great sannyasi. So I don't want him to see any distress in his life. If he sees that people become old and people die and they suffer, so maybe he'll become sannyasi. So I want to keep him as a very nice prince or a very nice king. So he never allowed Siddhartha to go out of the palace. Always Siddhartha was surrounded by beautiful women and very young, beautiful men, and all the enjoyments of life he was enjoying. But one day, Siddhartha mounted his chariot and asked his driver that, you please take me out for a drive. So the driver took Siddhartha, and he saw a diseased man. This is the first time he's seeing a diseased man in his life. He said, what is this, my dear driver? My sir, what is this? I said, my dear prince, this is this person is sick, bimar. He has got some disease. And Siddhartha said, what is disease? So he told that the body sometimes, doesn't function properly, and pain and so much difficulty. And Siddhartha said, to me also it will happen? And the driver said, yes, sir. To you also it happened. Even to your father it happens. It will happen to everyone. You cannot stop disease. Acha, okay. So then they saw an old man. Say, what is this? Why he's bent over? Why he looks so ugly? Why he's walking so slowly? Then the driver said, my dear sir, this is old age. And Siddhartha said, to me also it will come? He said, yes, to everyone. Nobody can be free from old age. Everyone must face this one day. Oh, this is so bad. I'll have to do like this. I have to suffer. Then they saw one dead body. 4 people are carrying dead body. Ram, Nam, Satya hai. They're carrying that. So what is this? What they are doing? What is on that basket? Said, my dear king, this is called death. This person is finished. Now he is going to be burned. Acha? So to me also it will happen. Say, yes, my dear prince, to you also. Why? Everyone, even your father one day will die. So what happens after death? Then according to your karma, you will have to see what happens. So then Siddhartha became very, scared, afraid that what is this? What is the use of this life? I am enjoying so much, but then I have to suffer like this. So I want to solve this problem. I want to get the solution. So then Siddhartha, he left home and he meditated. He searched for the solution. And he is incarnation of Lord Vishnu. We accept from the Srimad Bhagavad Puran. So then he preached the philosophy of ahimsa, that do not hurt other living beings. And he became Buddha. Buddha means the enlightened one. So that is a different point. But the point is that by seeing these sufferings, by seeing these realities, we can think about this thing seriously, that one day even I will have to leave this body. So the intelligent thing is to prepare. We have to prepare. We cannot be, careless. Just like, one day I'll have exam. Oh, but exam is very far away. Oh, we'll see. And then now only 1 month left for exam. Acha, 1 month, but still I want to play more. Then only 1 day left for exam. Okay, little I'll try to study. Then we fail the exam. So this similarly, death is a reality which we will have to face one day. So we have to prepare for that. And in the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna is giving us knowledge how to prepare. He's saying, Anta kale cha mameva smaran muktva kalevaram ya prayati samadbhavam yati nasti atra samshaya. My dear Arjuna, at the time of death, if one person can remember me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then he will definitely attain me. He will come back to my spiritual world, Golok Vrindavan, Vaikuntha Dham. And there is no doubt in this. But yam vapi smaran bhavam tejatyante kalevaram tam eva iti konteya sadatat bhava bhavita. This is chapter 8, verse 4 and 5. Whatever one remembers at the time of death, he will attain to that. So if I remember I am from Hyderabad, so then again I have to take birth in Hyderabad. If I see my son, oh my dear son, who will take care of you now? How you will survive without me? And we are attached to our son. So next life again we have to take a human body, a boy body. If I see my wife, oh my dear wife, you are so beautiful. Now I am dying. How I will see you again? And we think of our wife like this. So next body we become female body. And if somebody thinks of his husband, some female, then she become male body. If somebody is attached to the dog, oh my dear dog, I am dying. I won't see you anymore. My dear dog, petting him. Then next life he'll become dog because he's thinking of dog at the time of death. So these are all some truths given in our scriptures, that this is how reincarnation works. According to our thought at the time of death, we get that kind of body. So Lord Krishna is assuring that if you think of me, Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu, Lord Ram, Lakshmi Narayan, Sita Ram, Radha Krishna, then definitely you will go back to your original home, spiritual world, where we can enjoy service to them. We can enjoy real pleasure. So in the spiritual world, there is everlasting relationships and immortal pastimes. So the spiritual world is not affected by time. Like in the beginning of today's slideshow, we saw that time is destroying everything. But in the spiritual world, there is no time. Time doesn't apply there. It doesn't exist there. So the spiritual world is Sat Chit Anand. This is the definition of the spiritual world. Sometimes we hear this word, no? Sat Chit Anand. So what is the meaning? Sat means Sanatan, that which is eternal. If I am 5 years old in the spiritual world, then I'll always be 5 years old. If I'm 15 years old, then I'll always be 15 years old. There is no birth in the spiritual world. There is no death in the spiritual world. There is no old age. There is no disease. You are constantly as you are. And Lord Krishna is also constantly in his original form. There is no change of, our body does not change. It does not become old. It does not become disease. It does not become, we don't die. So this time factor doesn't exist there. It is eternal. Sat, that means Sanatan. Sanatan means forever. Chit means knowledge. We will have full knowledge. Once we return to the spiritual world, we will have full knowledge of what is going on and how everything is going on and what I am supposed to do and what God wants from me, and that happiness, it will be there. Full knowledge will be there. Sat, Chit and Anand. Anand means happiness. Real happiness. We will experience real happiness with Lord Krishna, serving Him and enjoying sweet pastimes with Him. Just like in these photos you can see some sweet pastimes. These are given in the Vedic scriptures in the Srimad Bhagavad Puran, that if you want you can dance with Lord Krishna just like a girlfriend dances with her boyfriend. Just like a wife enjoys with her husband, dances with her husband, serves her husband. So similarly, we can also enjoy with Lord Krishna. We can serve Him. We can try to please Him, and Krishna will also reciprocate with us. If we want, we can serve Lord Krishna by playing with Him. Just like in this second picture, you can see that these boys are swinging with Krishna and they are playing wonderful pastimes. So if you want, you can play with Lord Krishna also. And if you want, you can become like the mother of Lord Krishna. You can take care. That means Krishna will be younger than you and you will be older. So, ye yathamam prapadyante. As you desire, Krishna allows you to serve Him. So in this way, we can see that actually all the pleasure we are getting even now, it is simply from our relationships. If we have nice relationships, then we enjoy life. But if we don't have nice relationships, we have so much money or so much facility, but our relation is not good. We don't love anyone, then we don't feel happy. We don't feel that happiness. So this happiness we are searching for is in relationships. Instead of making relation with something temporary, which will be taken away after 50 years or 100 years, we have to make relation with something eternal. Lord Krishna is eternal and Vaikuntha Jagat is eternal. So we have to prepare to make relation there. If we make relation in this temporary world, it is ever changing and we have to constantly change our body, sometimes going up, sometimes going down, sometimes animal life, sometimes demigod life, sometimes human life. And this will continue to change. So this is not real happiness. But real happiness is eternal relation with Lord Krishna in the spiritual world. And this is possible simply by the chanting of this wonderful mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So in all our scriptures it is told that in this Kali Yuga, this is the main important path of spirituality. In the Srimad Bhagavad Puran it is told, Krite Adhyayato Vishnum Tretayam Yajato Makhai Dwapare Paricharjayam Kalautad Hari Kirtanad. That in the Satya Yuga, the process of attaining God was meditation. In the Treta Yuga, the process of attaining God was by doing yagya, by putting ghee in the fire and chanting Vedic mantras. In the Dwapar Yuga, the process of liberation was by worshipping the deity in the temple. Very nice, very big deity and very big temple. Like in South India, still there is big temples and people still worship. So this is the Dwapar Yuga process. But in the Kali Yuga, Kalau Tad Hari Kirtanad. In the Kali Yuga, simply by chanting Harinam, the names of Lord Hari, Mukunda, Murari, Govinda, Ram, Krishna, these are all names of Hari. And this mantra is given, especially Hare Krishna mantra. So one can achieve all the results of meditation, of yagya, of worshipping the temple, deity worship. You can get the same result. You can go back to Godhead. And in the Naradiya Brihad Naradiya Puran, it is told, Harer Nama, Harer Nameva Kevalam, Kalau Nastyeva, Nastyeva Gatiranyatha. These are all Sanskrit mantras, which means in the age of Kali, the only way of salvation is chanting the name of the Lord, chanting the name of the Lord, chanting the name of the Lord. Besides this, there is no other way, there is no other way, there is no other way. Very clearly it is told. So we are not sectarian that you have to chant only Hindu names. Somebody may be following another path. We don't force him that you have to become Hindu, you have to become devotee. No. If you already are following some other path, just like for example Muslims, so you chant Allah's name. You're Christian, you chant Jehovah's name, but you chant God's name. Even Christ said you chant Lord's name always. The Christian fathers, they chant on the bead also, they chant rosary. Even Muslim people we know, they chant on the mala, they chant Allah, or they chant 5 times a day, Allahu Akbar, that means God is great, how great He is. And they glorify God. So this is the process of Kali Yuga. Either any religion you come in, so we are in Sanatan Dharma, so we follow this, we chant the name of Lord Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So simply by doing this, we might not know what is the reason or why it is working and how it is working. We don't need to know. You just try. You just chant this mantra. You are not going to pay anything. I'm not asking any money from you. This is a free mantra. Everyone should chant this mantra. And there's no rules that at this time you cannot chant, at this time you can chant, like this you cannot do. Anytime you're walking on the street, you're going to your college, you're going in the bus, or you're going to sleep now, you can always chant this mantra. Especially, I recommend whenever you are too much disturbed in mind. Sometimes we are very much frustrated or very much disturbed. At that time, you must definitely chant this mantra. You see, automatically that distress will automatically go away. This is something you have to try. You try it yourself. If it works, you keep it. You do it nicely. If it doesn't work, you don't do it. No problem. We're not taking any money. We're not asking for anything. But this is given in the Vedic scripture that if the soul wants to connect with God, then the easiest way is by chanting this mantra. You don't have to do any tapasya. You don't have to go naked in the Himalaya and do yoga and don't eat anything. No, not required. Whatever you're doing, you continue, but you chant this Hare Krishna mantra and you will feel actual happiness, actual bliss. All your problems will be solved. So now we are coming to our question answer session. We don't have any questions. There is one point by Rohan Chakrabarti. Prabhu ji, कृपया करके हिंदी में बताइए, हिंदी में बोलिए. Okay, for Rohan ji, I will tell little bit Hindi. Rohan Chakrabarti ji, Hare Krishna. तो ये मेरा एकमात्र सेशन है जो इंग्लिश में होता है हर फ्राइडे को. इसके अलावा मेरे जितने भी वीडियोस हैं इस चैनल में वो सभी हिंदी में हैं. तो मैं आपको जस्ट 1 मिनट होल्ड कीजिए. मैं आपको एक वीडियो का लिंक दे रहा हूँ जो कि इसी टॉपिक को हिंदी में बता रही है, आध्यात्मिक जगत के बारे में. ठीक है, तो आप प्लीज़ होल्ड कीजिए. मैं वो लिंक ढूंढ के आपको दे रहा हूँ. प्लेलिस्ट्स में जाके हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. ओके, ये लिंक मिल गया मेरे को. तो ये हिंदी में है. मैं आपको लिंक भेज रहा हूँ कमेंट्स में. मिला ना? ये था रोहन चक्रवर्ती जी. मैंने आपके लिए एक लिंक भेजा है कमेंट्स में. आप इस लिंक को खोल के देख सकते हैं. ये सब ज्ञान मैंने हिंदी में दिया है और इससे भी और भी ज़्यादा, इससे और डिटेल में दिया है. तो आपको बहुत अच्छा लगेगा आध्यात्मिक जगत के बारे में जानने के लिए. ये सेशन केवल स्टूडेंट्स के लिए, यानी इंग्लिश स्टूडेंट्स के लिए है, क्योंकि साउथ इंडिया हैदराबाद में मैं स्टूडेंट्स को एड्रेस कर रहा हूँ, तो वो लोग इंग्लिश बोलते हैं, हिंदी नहीं बोलते हैं. If anybody has questions, you can ask now. We just got a question by Harshad Kapare. Hare Krishna, I have a question. मैंने सुना है कि वृंदावन में किए गए गलतियों को भगवान माफ़ नहीं करते हैं. प्लीज़ प्रभु जी इसके बारे में बताएं. Harshad Kapre ji, this question is little out of context, but still we'll take it because there is no other questions. So his question is that he has heard that in Vrindavan, if we do any activity, wrong activity, then God does not forgive us. So please explain. So yes, this is true. It is told that any sinful activity done in the dham, Vrindavan dham or Dwarka, any special pilgrimage place, the reaction is 1,000 times more. Because that is Lord Krishna's own house. You are doing wrong thing in his own house, so you will be punished more. But at the same time, the positive thing is that any good thing that you do is also 1,000 times more benefit. So the idea is that when you go to the dham, when you go to Vrindavan, so you should do only good things. You should do more good things. You should do more bhakti, more bhajan, more seva, and you will get 1,000 times more benefit of doing all that seva. But we should be very careful not to do anything wrong in the dham, and so not to get 1,000 times more reaction. So this is a booster, right? We can feel booster. If we go to dham, then we can advance very fast. That whatever I do here, it will be 1,000 times more. So let me do more good things. So this is the significance of dham. And also in the dham, there is many sadhus. We should approach those sadhus and we should hear from them. We should serve them. We should inquire from them. So that is the answer to your question. Okay. Thank you so much, all the students especially from Hyderabad, who have joined us, and anybody else who is interested in this Science and Spirituality series. Thanks for watching these sessions. And we'll see from next Friday, we'll have some other sessions more, but this Science and Spirituality has been, covered. So thank you all. We'll see you next Friday. Besides this, we also have every Wednesday and every Saturday, we have Hindi sessions, same timings. So if you understand Hindi, you can join us 6:30 p.m. on every Wednesday and 6:30 p.m. every Saturday. We have live streaming on very interesting topics.